to your class today that'll be set up a little bit differently so that we can incorporate some light cardio, Jane Fonda-esque, if you remember her, some Mr. Pilates himself, and also some yoga. So let's get started with a wide stance. Breathe in and your arms travel up. Exhale, the wrists float down, and we'll do this again. Breathing up. Energy out your fingers. Let's do this one more time and hold it at the top. Cross it up. Arms come down and through. Cross them. Cross the ankles. And I've put you into the whole brain, pulling from muscle and cerebral memory and past forms of exercise you may have done to apply to today's class. Let's lock this in there. Uncross, bring your palms together and look straight ahead of you, eyes open. Look down your cheeks, eyes open. Relax your shoulders and close your eyes. Release that, move around just a little bit. Step to the very back of your mat. Breathe in, and as you exhale, drop your chin and walk down your legs onto the mat toward the front of it and into your down face dog position with all 10 toes equally on the floor. Now breathe. As you exhale, press back into your hips and heels. You feel a really nice stretch in the backs of your legs. Breathe here as you exhale. Stay here and soften only your right knee. Feel how that lets your right hip drop. All right, so we're just getting a slight rotation in your pelvis. And then straighten that leg and bend the left knee. And there's no weight in that left leg, so we're just, the weight of the leg is what's giving you a little rotation in your pelvis again. Let's do that one more time each way. You're breathing. And last time, changing. Breathe here. Come back to the center. Now, lift your heels. Tuck your pelvis. Breathe, and as you exhale, keep your pelvis and chin tucked as you take your knees slowly down. They're not going to touch the floor, though. They're going to hold just over the floor. Hold this weird cat position. Breathe in, and as you exhale, straighten your legs. Press back, flatten the spine, and here's your old cow dog. We're going to combine all the animals today. Lift your heels again. Tuck the pelvis and the chin. Take this weird cat almost to the floor. Hold your breathing. And then straighten the legs, press back, drop the chest. So we're back in that old cow dog position. Breathe here as you exhale, walk your hands in towards your feet. Up your legs you go, articulating the spine all the way to the top. And let's get a sense of neutral spine without any tactile cues today. Take either hand and put it, the back of your hand on your sacrum bone. Okay, that's that triangular shaped bone at the base of your spine. Take the other hand and put it at the back of your head. Get a sense that they're lined up. So if you feel like you're doing this and the hands don't line up, one on top of the other, then see if you can work it. You might do a couple little tucks and arches here. You might lift your head up and down or side to side until you get that sense that they are level to each other. Then move both hands. You're going to take the bottom one up to your lumbar and the other hand to the back of your neck. So you feel those natural curves there. All right, we're going to honor those. I won't put you through putting both hands on your mid-back because that's quite a reach. But just understand that that is going to be level to your sacrum and the back of your head. All right, let's take the hands away. Soften your knees just a little. If they're ramrod straight, soften them. Not let them droop, but certainly not locked. And then think about core. That belt that goes around like this, your transversus abdominis, you're going to scoop your belly. Now stay neutral, get that sense, and then release it. You can put your hand on your belly and feel what happens. Scoop your belly. This is without coming out of neutral, and release. So it's only the belly that pulls in, and this time draw in your pelvic floor a little. You're going to hold those two as you exhale. You'll feel them deepen. Hold those two as you inhale. As you exhale, just keep holding. All right, get a sense of what they feel like. They're connected, you're neutral. Now release them. Let's add on. Inhale, scoop the belly, subtle core. The air goes wide through your ribs this time. Then hold those bottom two, close your ribs to center. And check to make sure that you have a lot of space between the rib cage and the top of your pelvis. You're just nice and toned through here in a very lateral sense going toward the center. Then hold those, roll your shoulders down and back a little. Armpits reach for the floor, not the fingers, so the arms are rather loose. Then you'll squeeze your rhomboids together behind you. Shake your head a couple of times gently and get a sense that it is lined up again with your sacrum and you're in your core. So we're not tucked, the ribs aren't thrusting forward, the knees are not locked, and we feel like we're engaged. All right, we're going to hold this. I'll turn this way, you decide however you want to orient. Your feet are about hip distance apart, and let's start with some footwork. We'll do it without weights first. If you want to add on, I'll cue you to grab them. So your knees are just going to bend a little and straighten. You'll bend and straighten. I'll give you about a 3/4 view so that you can see that it's as if my spine is going up and down a vertical wall. So I'm not doing this, and I'm not doing that. I'm dropping straight down in my core. Guess what I'm using to come up? Glutes, inner and outer thighs. My knees are not working. It feels like it all comes from here. Just a couple more like this. Keep your core together, stay neutral. And then I want you to hold just down, just a little down, and pulse up, up. Guess what? These are squeezes right here, not in your knees. So we're not doing this, okay? Squeeze, squeeze. Maybe your knees don't ever even straighten up. A couple more. And last time. Good. Release it, move around just a little bit. Now that you sort of know what we're doing, we're going to follow suit. Little pink weights or those, whatever you're using as your resistance. So you have your weights in your hands. You're holding them by one of the knobs. All right, so we're not going to do any curls just yet. Turn into a Pilates V, but it's kind of wide. Not a grand plie, but certainly the heels are just under the sits bones. Give it a little plie here and squeeze up. Now, you can glance down at your knees. Make sure they're tracking over your toes. So they're not caving in, and you're not trying to push them behind the feet, behind you here. Down, squeeze up. Lift your toes, and then put all of that into your inner thighs to squeeze up. Okay, got it? Let's keep going. Arms go up, arms float down. And knees bend, arms out, and then we'll retrace. You're breathing here. Focus, 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 glutes, inner thighs. Toes are up. You can't hold them up, just make sure there's no weight in them. And breathing, squeezing. Couple of more, shoulders drop. We're feeling rhomboids. And good. Then we're going to hold at little pulses. The arms stay out. You're breathing, exhaling. The knees are not going to pop up and down. It really comes from the hip joints. And squeeze from the glutes. Scoop tight. Go for 3, 2, 1, and hold, hold, hold. And then release and move around just a little bit. Let's take a much wider stance. We'll start with a typical squat, okay? No weights to start yet. I'm holding them because I will add them in a moment. All right, this time you stay neutral, but you're sitting back, okay? And then come back up. So we're not trying to trick it. It's just a function of the, when we flex our hips, okay? So we're staying neutral. The knees are going straight forward. Let's bring them straight forward, straight out over the toes. There you go. You might need to go a little bit wider if you can't feel that. What you are feeling, thighs, inner and outer thighs, glutes. And let's add, the weights go forward, the weights drop. The weights go forward, the weights drop. So knees go straight out in front, squeeze it slowly up. Breathing and exhaling. The weight is oddly distributed between the whole foot, so it's not exclusively back in the heels. Let's go for a couple of more. And up last time. Then I want you to hold it down. Weights stay here. Drop them a little. We don't want them too high. And pulse. Up, up. I'll show you. So my butt's not poking out. Still neutral. Up is just tilted or hinged a couple of degrees. 3, 2, 1. And then release. Let's kick it out just a little bit. Let's put the weights down for a moment. And add some lateral work here, just as a little function of footwork. Okay, here we are. It is one of those Jane Fonda-esque, touch, get a little arm going in there. Tiny little movements with everything. Guess what? Think about knees. We're not going to use them. We're feeling it here to straighten the leg, here to straighten the leg. So the knee never goes perfectly straight. A couple of more. Last time. Let's add on. Arms go up a little higher, dip a little lower, and come up a little higher. Keep this slow and paced. Breathing and exhaling. Lift, squeeze your glutes and upper thigh. Knees are out of the picture. Just a couple more like this. And last time each way, side to side. Good. Keep that kind of going. You don't want to lose it completely. Should you want to add some resistance, here we go. Same little thing, get it back together. Swaying gently. From a 3/4 view, it looks like this. Okay, so we're not doing anything radical just yet. You're breathing and exhaling. All right, let's add on a little bit more. Weight swing up. Dip a little lower, weight swing up. Make this a fluid movement from side to side. Dip, squeeze your glute. Dip, squeeze your inner thigh. Breathing, exhaling. Couple more each way. Last time. And good. Lift. Lift. You may find if you're connected, your arms and legs form a counterweight to each other. We stabilize like this. And swing it through the middle. 3/4 view looks like this. So I'm still not poking my butt out in a big squat. Squeezing inner thigh and glute. Couple of more. Last set each way. Good. Come back to the middle and just touch. So I'm going to teasingly get your heart rate up a little, calm you down, and then we'll go back to it. All right. When you know you can get a deep breath without rattling here, or say something, count to 5 slowly. If you can speak, you're good. All right, if you're having trouble articulating, then that means you need to do this a little more. Let's go for the 100s now. So you're in your core and in a Pilates V. I have got from glute all the way down to my heels squeezing together. The knees do not have to be locked, oddly enough. Feel this midline connection through here without bracing the knees or, heaven help you, hyperextending them behind you. All right, the arms are going to be just like this by your sides. And you're going to be patting forward and back of your torso. The object here is to not do this. which would be real easy to do if you're not in your core. So let's hold that, come into your core actively. Squeeze this mid-thigh line connection, shoulders down and back, scoop tight, let's go. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Breathe in through your nose, exhale through your mouth, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Check your scoop ribs lats here as you exhale, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Check your midline connection, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, and 5, as much to the front as to the back. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now soften your knees just a little bit. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We destabilized a little bit. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Breathe in through your nose. Exhale through your mouth, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Check all your connections one more time. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Last set. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good, shake it out just a little bit. Now get your weights. Come back into your Pilates V. This one is straight out of the Pilates textbook. Shoulders are down and back. You're in your core. Your knees are not locked. There's some softness there, but that midline connection is certainly present. You know, about the size of tennis balls, we're going to start circling. Okay, here we go. Just follow the counts. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Begin to lift to the shoulders as you exhale, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Breathe in through the nose, exhale through your mouth, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Start taking it up over your head now and exhale, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Try not to waggle your torso. And exhale, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Pause. Reverse the circles. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Start to drop, 2, 3, 4, and 5. At the shoulders, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Keep going down. And finally, you're at your sides. Circle here, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good, roll the shoulders around a little, kick it out. And nice, let's put the weights aside again. For a version of a roll up, roll down, all right? Now, we've experienced a little bit of the cat and cow type of thing when we started, but I want you to be able to tuck and arch your pelvis like this, okay? We're using abs to do that, a little bit of glute, release and a little arch. So nothing moves above your rib cage. We're just keeping this in the pelvis. All right, this will help you start your cat. Stand on your right foot, all the weight is there, and tap your left foot out in front. Touch lightly behind your ears. It's not a head grip like this at all. It is a touch right there at the sides behind the ears. Your shoulders are down. You've got a standing leg working. Have your left foot out enough so that you could almost walk on a balance beam. Breathe in, and as you exhale, drop your chin and tuck your pelvis here. We're going to start articulating down. As you go, your right knee starts to bend. It softens. It almost happens naturally. All right, make sure the knee is tracking over the toes. At your very lowest point, hold. Now start to flatten your spine. All right, so we're almost feeling a little arch there. You're breathing. As you exhale, tuck your pelvis again and start slowly to come up. Now, the right leg starts to straighten again, but guess what? That's in the glute. You get your sacrum bone in space, your lumbar. Keep scooping. Your mid-back, your shoulders roll into place. There's your head, okay? Let's do that one more time, this leg. Breathe in, and as you exhale, no weight on that left leg, it's all on the right. Drop your chin, tuck the pelvis. Start to roll it down. It's slow, it's steady. Your right knee starts to bend. Your knees can touch if they're in the right place. At your lowest point, Flatten your spine out. We're not lifting, we're just flattening it out. And then retuck. Scoop tight, still all the weight on that right leg. Squeeze your knees together. Put the work in your glute and inner thigh to get your sacrum bone up. Lumbar, mid-back, shoulders, and head. Shake it out a little bit. Let's do the other side. I'll turn this way. So put all the weight in my left leg. My right foot is tapped out in front. No weight on that right leg. Touch. You're in your core. You're neutral. Breathe in as you exhale, drop your chin. Tuck the pelvis and start to roll down. There's a lot of tone in your abs. Remember, as you start to drop, your left knee actually softens almost automatically. My knees are touching, the inside of the knees are touching. At my lowest point, I'll hold, flatten out the spine, start at the base of your spine and finish at the head. Still all the weight on the back foot. Scoop and tuck. And let's slowly start to take it up. Left toes tracking with the knee. Slowly that knee straightens. My sacrum bone comes up. My lumbar, mid-back, shoulders, and head. And we'll do one more. Breathe in, and as you exhale, chin down. Tuck the pelvis. And roll it down one more time. Just a real light little touch out in front. The knee, that knee is going to soften. Right leg doesn't do anything but just hold. At your very lowest point, keep scooping as you flatten your spine. You should get a stretch in the back of the right leg when you do that. And then tuck the chin and pelvis again. And keep working that standing leg. Keep scooping to get the sacrum bone in space. Then your lumbar, take your time. Mid-back, shoulders roll into place. There's your head. And release it, shake it out just a little bit. Great. Hello, Jane. Okay. Just a little kind of a glide side to side. No up and down, it's a glide. And you're breathing and exhaling. It's as if I'm pulling a rope across my chest. Now I'm going to add a rotation here. A rotation there. My hips stay forward. It's my rib cage that rotates. Side to side, my head just goes along, so I'm not leading with the head. Rotate. Rotate. Get lower and keep going. Rotate. Maybe even clap your hands. Make sure you rotate that far. Couple of more. Lead with the rib cage. Last set. And finish out here. Good. Shingling, baby. Okay. Here is our arm choreography. Shoulders are down and back. I'm going to add a bicep curl. Here's where, if you want to add your weights, we go for it. I'm holding them like a dumbbell now. If you're using cans, you bring your elbows more out to your sides. Leave your collarbones wide. There you go, tuck them in. And good. So we're not swinging those arms. They're just sort of guiding. Now add a rotation with the waist. Rotation with the rib cage, rather. Hips stay forward, we're rotating. And again, squeeze. Don't be mistaken for a finger grip, a hand grip. It's in the biceps and triceps, even the elbow joints. Just a couple of more. Keep breathing. Last little set. Rotating, rotating, And one more each way. Good, bring it back. And just march it out for a sec. Put the weights down, and let's come to the floor. Breathe in. As you exhale, drop your chin, walk down the legs, onto the mat toward the front of it, and into the down face dog, a real one this time. You're breathing. Bring your knees to the floor carefully. Uncurl your toes. Sit off on either hip. All right. I want to do a little side series, sticking with the oblique theme. Clasp your ankle. Your feet are swept off, maybe to the same side as mine again. So we're going to add a few little tricks. There it is, holding your ankle. Your other arm goes up and stretch out over your ear. Get that sense of neutral. So if you're looking down, or the arm is back here or way forward, put them all aligned. Breathe in. As you exhale, take it through the middle. Palm and elbow drop and stretch out over your ear. So you're breathing, getting a good stretch here because we're going to change it up. Arm to the ceiling, bottom palm flips, core through the middle. Add a little twist here. Changing it up, breathe in as you exhale through the middle, palm only. Lift. All right, let that knee, it would be your left knee, hang. There's no tone in that leg. The inside edge of the foot is resting on the floor, and I'm putting the onus on my right glute and thigh. And I'm just getting a darn good stretch here, and I'm breathing. I'm opening up the hip flexor too. Breathe, and as you exhale, keep the hips where they are, but turn the torso, the rib cage again. Touch the floor. Open out to the ceiling. Now we're pretty much aligned again. And then turn. Keep scooping your belly. Hello, standing glute and thigh. Open out. And we'll do one more. Turn, get a nice stretch through the back. Open out, breathe. As you exhale, sit with control like nothing happened. Come up slowly, equalize. And then add a twist, a counter curve. So you're breathing into this. Let's take it through the middle and add another thing. So here we are. Reorient your feet. All you do is put the top one in front of the bottom one. Drop to the elbow. Close your knees, lift from your hips. What you're feeling, hello obliques. Arm goes up, and then it goes down as you drop and touch the hips just barely, and then jack them up toward the ceiling. So we're adding a curve, banana down, banana up. As you drop, don't put any weight on the hip. Don't settle. Matter of fact, don't even touch the floor with your hip. All right. So let's add a stretch then. Take it all the way down. Put your other elbow next to your forearm. So you have a number 11 with your forearms. And then walk away from the camera with your arms. And then maybe extend your top leg out a little bit. So we're in a nice little twist here. You're breathing. You can even walk the hands out farther away from your head, dropping the head lower if that works for you. Breathing into your left side. Then walk the hands and elbows back in and up. Unrotate, derotate, and come into a twist. So you're breathing. Then change sides. Here we are, holding on to your ankle. Your other arm goes up. And pull yourself over your foot. So we're already opening this side, your left side. Let's take this through the middle. Your forearm drops. Remember, it's in line with the back of your head and your sacrum. Top arm is align too, and you're getting a really nice stretch here. Then arm to the ceiling, bottom palm flips, and use your core through the middle. That's some work. And add a twist. Let's take this through the middle. Okay, squeeze up. So you've got your weight evenly distributed between hand, glute, and knee. All right, but this leg is doing nothing. And we're going to get a stretch here. You're breathing. See if you can sort of open up actively right here. So you're going to press it a bit toward the camera. But that leg weighs nothing. There's no weight on it at all. And then leave your hips where they are, but rotate and touch the floor with your top arm. And then open up to the ceiling. So we're just going to turn again at the rib cage. Hips stay forward. Maybe fingertips just touch. And open. A couple of more here. Just hold that stretch in your top hip flexor and behind your shoulder there too. And we'll do one more. Touch. Open up. Sit with control. Sit up and equalize for a moment. And then add a twist the other way. Yeah, do whatever you need to do to equalize that. Sure. Let's take this through the middle and put your forearm down. And just slide your knees together like this. Your feet are still in line with your sacrum, elbow, and back of the head. And let's lift. All right, so you feel it here. And then a tiniest little touch down and lift again. Let's add the arm, a banana up. It almost helps you to raise toward the ceiling. And then lower your arm, touch gently down in a banana down. Banana up, banana down. This comes from your obliques, so it's not your butt squeezing up there. It comes from your midsection. We'll do a couple of more, if you can. If not, take a break. And last time, up. Then sit with control. Sit up. If you need to equalize by rotating, that's fine. And then ultimately, you'll add a twist. Breathing into this. Yes. Then release. Extension series, just a light one, all right? So you'll come over onto your tummy. Put your arms in an LL bracket shape with your head in the middle. So your arms are in that American football goal configuration. Squeeze your rhomboids together and press into your forearms. Lift your head just over the floor. Very slowly, we're going to take this up about halfway and hold. So your elbows have just left the floor, but they are still soft. Figure out where you're working. Oh my goodness, across your horizontal bra strap, where that would be, between the shoulders, behind them. And then let's go ahead and straighten the elbows so that you can hold there with a bit of arm compression. Shoulders are down. The hands are out in front so that you're not in a huge extension yet. And then we're going to retrace that, but guess what? You're going to hold halfway down. Elbows just over the floor. And then very slowly take this all the way to the floor. Squeeze your glutes, scoop your belly tight, and float your feet and legs up. Then put your feet down with control. Press into your forearms. Lift the head and sternum first. I mean, just figure out these muscles, triceps, rear deltoids, rhomboids, and then slowly start to lift. Your elbows will hover just over the floor and hold. So you're still looking down. You're breathing. The hands are very widely placed apart. And then if you feel like it, you go ahead and straighten the elbows up. Great. Well, that looks pretty. You're breathing. And as you exhale, let's slowly take this down. We're going to pause at that halfway point. You're breathing, feeling a lot of arm work here. And then slowly put it all the way down again. When your head is down, squeeze your glutes, scoop tight, and the feet and legs go up. The feet go down with control. Now put your palms under your shoulders Lift and fold the hips back toward the heels in a rest pose. Breathe into your back. Let's walk out onto all fours now. Take one step forward with each hand. They're still shoulder distance apart. Press your torso forward so that the shoulders and wrists line up. And then press back. Leave your hands where they are. We do this in the beginning of a normal mats routine. And forward you go, breathing. And exhaling back. Just a couple more here. What this does is it gives your sacroiliac a little articulation. And we'll do one more. And back. Now I want you to hold it out in front. Shoulders align over your wrists. Bend both knees and cross your ankles at the top. Shoulders are down and back. You'll bend your elbows. A little less of a pop with those elbows. Don't straighten them out all the way. To there. Yeah, just before they make that pop. That way we're keeping more work concentrated where it needs to go. All right, let's come up to the other direction. Let's work at a flexion. All right, so here we are about to do a rolling series. We've rolled a lot. I mean, we roll every single class, but we're going to add a little something. All right, so your knees are pulled in, your shoulders are down and back, and your elbows are in nice and tight. Keep this structure as you roll back, inhale, and exhale to the top. So we want to smooth out what we just extended in your spine. And you'll feel this smooth roll to between the shoulders and back up again. It might get smoother every single time. Make sure each vertebra hits. And a couple of more. Last time. Good, and hold. Now to add on, I want you to roll down on the right side of your spine, through the shoulders and up on the left side. Let me see if I can show you what that might look like. Can you see my knees, how they they go a little bit side to side? Yeah, that comes from a pinch in the waist, not from the hip. It's really just a contraction here and then on the other side when you come up on the other side. So try it. Roll down on the right and up on the left. You can't hardly see it. Roll down on the left through the shoulders and roll up on the right. Good. What gets that little twist is a pinch in your waist. Good. As you come up, roll back, pinch your waist, and good. All right. So what you should be feeling is this, right where that wine likes to sit. Let's give that a nice little stretch. So widen out to a sole. If you need to plop up on a cushion, that's fine. You're long through your spine and your core, float the arms out. We're going to rotate to your left first and hold. Take the back of your right hand to the inside of your leg. Same hand, same leg. So right leg and hand, good. And draw down toward the ankle. So that arm has tone so that when it presses into the leg, it torques your rib cage. And you're breathing and just feeling the stretches open through your chest, through your waist and rib cage. Now scoop your belly, lift up to face your right. Drop your shoulders first, rotate through the middle. And from the back of the shoulder, good, that gives you your torque. And you're breathing, the shoulder is down, and you're getting this great stretch through your rib cage, and scoop tight, lift up to face your right. Through the middle you go. We're going to add on to this next one, over to the left, back of the right hand to the inside of the leg, wherever it reaches, and I want you to press into it and open up. Let's add on. Your left arm stretches up toward the ceiling, and it's going to touch the other hand. And then open out. So I'm still got that pressure. I'd like to see it pushing into the leg a little bit more. You'll feel so much more stable and like you're activating instead of just doing a yoga stretch, which is great, believe me. But I want some real action in that right arm all the way down. We'll do one more. Touch. Open out. Lift up to face your left slowly with intent. And then through the middle you go. Back of your left hand to the inside of the left leg. Press into it. Get your torque first. And then start to float the right arm. Reach it up toward the ceiling. And then touch the bottom hand or your shin or even your toes. And then open out. A lot of energy behind your left shoulder all the way down the arm. Up and touch. And float it up. If you need to modify, bend your elbow a little. And we'll do one more. Stretch it out. Touch. Open. Scoop tight as you lift your face. The right. Come back to the middle. Put your hands forward and flex your feet. Walk out. See if you can keep your spine hinged as opposed to collapsing. You don't have to do it perfectly, but we don't want to just release the spine or the backs of the legs. So we want to keep some tone here. If I turn to the side, this is what I look like. So I'm not here. Okay. That does feel good though, I have to say. All right, let's walk it back in. Put your hands behind you and bend your knees. You're still wide, and I just want you to do this. Down. Now don't be surprised if you start walking. You do it slow enough, you'll stay in place. So all I'm doing is just asking your hip joints to open up. Press the knee to the floor. Press that knee to the floor. And exhale. Put some intent with that press to midline. Good. Stretch it out. Hike the hip up. Lift the hip. Just a couple of more each way. And last time. Lift. And good. And then bring it back. Let's come on to all fours. Dig your toes in. We're coming into the down face dog to transition to standing. One more time. Walk your hands in towards your feet. Walk up your legs, articulating yourself all the way to standing. Let's add another standing sort of series. Okay, take hold of your weights again. And this time I want to, if you need to drop your weights, do it gently or set them down. Take a wide stance and the arms go out to the sides. Now I want you to turn the left arm toward the floor and flip your right wrist. So it's sort of like this, a little bit of an Egyptian, all right, you know that thing? Well, don't bend your elbows, but we want to do that same sort of rotation. So we've been rotating the rib cage a lot. Now we're working slowly through the shoulder joints, asking the biceps and triceps to support this. We do it slowly enough to let them feel recruited. So we're not just twisting the shoulders or the arms. It's very intentional here. Remember, you can drop your weights if you need to. And last little time here each way. And good. Let's bring the arms down, roll your shoulders. Shake your head a couple of times if you need to. All right. Then I'd like to do some standing flies. Next we'll do airplanes. All right, so a little wide stance here. Soften the knees. So here's my position. I'm not in a squat. I'm definitely somewhere in between a squat and straight. All right, no butt poking out. The arms go forward at shoulder height in a circle, okay? and then they open out wide. Close. This doesn't mean that the shoulders draw together. It means that your shoulders are rotating laterally and medially toward the inside. You do feel pectorals. You do feel biceps helping. There's as loose a grip as possible. I know with cans, it's a little bit of a challenge there. And just a couple more. Feel your front deltoids working too. And last time. Good. Take a little break. And then let's do the airplane, which is exactly the opposite. Press back without referring anything into your torso. So forward, and then we're going to press back. So it is forward, but it is also actively pressing back. Close your ribs. And forward you go, breathing. Opening up. Let's exhale forward. Inhale, take in some air, but don't let your ribs thrust. And squeeze forward. Open out. Couple of more. Press. There's your work. Last time. And out you go. Good. Drop it. Roll your shoulders. Shake your little head a couple of times. Do what you need to do to come out of that. Let's put the weights down. And I'd like to do just a tiny bit of marching and then we'll do a cool down. All right? The knees don't even have to come up. So I'm marching about like this. I'm not up here. Okay. I'm putting a full foot down. And I'm starting to feel the standing leg as I put my foot down. So it's not just a pitter-patter, it's with intention. That lets my knee come up higher almost magically when I get a firm foundation on that standing foot. Slow your pace down if you need to. Now, for a little change of scenery, we're going to turn to your left. Keep marching. Standing leg is key. Neutral spine and core. I'm still turning slowly. And now I'm facing, I guess that's west. Keep turning. With intention, put that standing foot down. If your knee has to not go up so high, that's fine. Still turning. Now I'm facing the river for me. And here I go. I'm in neutral, I'm in my core. And I'm starting to complete the turn. Here I go. Standing leg, glute, inner thigh. And I'm making my way back to the start position. Just a couple of more. And nice. Take a wide stance. Bow toward, just let your hip flexors and quads open up. This is not unsupported. What it is a conscious pressing the pelvis out of a neutral line. My head and heels are still lined up. Arms go up. If you want to lace the fingers and stretch way up. Breathing. And then bring the arms down and center your torso. Cross your left foot or your right foot over your left, like this. I've stepped away. And then that same arm and leg, all right, come up. And I'm just going to bend to the side now. And you're breathing. If there's anything that I feel is that right hand grasping my wrist or my left hand, your left hand probably, and I'm pulling. And then I'll take it back, change sides. Same leg that's in front, the arm goes up. Grasp it with the other hand and give it a little pull. And you're breathing and feeling that's opening all alongside there. Ear and bicep lined up. You're actually in a neutral plane. And then release it and come back. we'll put all of this into muscle and cerebral memory. Guess what? You'll be next, the next lesson you come to, you'll be much more strong because we work different types of muscles in different ways. You'll take this into any other activity you have. So, uncross, lock it in there. Look straight ahead of you, eyes open. Look down your cheeks, eyes open. Relax your shoulders and close your eyes. Release it, move around just a little bit. Here's your class today.